Good morning. Hello. It's Homebody. Today is Sunday, July 14th. Summer is just going by fast, right? Ugh. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to actually put my cup. I have a second cup of water, and I'm going to put it in a cup holder in the back. Lock it first. All right. So I took my walk. It is 9:07, okay? And it is hot, okay? And I still got out early. I'm trying to make sure I get out by like 7:30. I woke up at like right before 7, and I kind of laid for a little bit. I didn't get out the door until right before. I started actually walking at 8, so I got out the door right before 8. And yeah, it's hot. It's just hot. Like I would have to in the next couple of months make sure I'm out by like it's not working. You know, it's just not working. My body is not letting me get up and moving until a certain time. But I really do need to be realistically out the door by I would say 7 in order to make sure it's not as hot, although it's still going to be hot. But I got another slushie today. So I wanted to check in with y'all because I saw that Trump got shot yesterday. He's okay. A part of me is like, are we being wagged? Have y'all ever seen that movie called Wag the Dog? It's a political drama, kind of sort of comedy. I saw it in college years ago. And then I saw it again a few years after that. Because, you know, when you're in school, you know how it is when you're in school, when you're in class. Like, you see it, and then they stop it because class is not going to be the whole time of the movie, and they start it back up, and they don't always start it in the same exact place, and, you know, like, you don't really see the full movie all together the way it should be seen, and a lot of times when you're in school, you're just not interested in, like, when there's a movie on, for the most part, it's not something that you necessarily want to watch. But I watched it again, and I mean, I get the concept. I can't remember every single detail, but I'm gonna tell y'all what the movie was about. It was about a president who was trying to be reelected, and at the same time, he had got caught up with this underage girl. Okay, so there are like his publicist and his team is trying to get him reelected in light of all the scandal he's involved in. Okay. So what they do is they create a situation where he is, what they call it, you don't want to, I forget the name, like there's a slogan they use. There's a slogan in the movie that I'm just thinking of where I think it's super important for me to say it. But basically, you know, they're like, hey, like he's doing really well. So they create a whole war, a whole foreign war. And it's totally fake, right? It's a country no one has heard of, right? And they rescue this little girl from this country, and they create a whole theme song where they have these people singing a song, and I mean, and then his team hires a movie producer, okay, to do all this stuff. So they create this whole situation that is fake in order to get him reelected, right? So let's see. I just want to know the slogan. You don't want a something. And it came out around the Clinton impeachment trial, right? Because we all know about that situation, right? Well, maybe we all don't, but it is close to representing what happened when Clinton was in office. I can't think of it. Yeah, don't change horses midstream. You don't want to change horses midstream, right? So you don't want to I shouldn't even put my seatbelt. I'm not ready to go. But you don't want to while we're in the middle of this situation, we don't want to get a new president in. So basically they were successful at re-electing the president, right? But the problem is that the movie producer that they hired wanted to be seen. Okay, he was like, look, I created the situation that got the president reelected, and they knew he couldn't keep his mouth shut. So at the very end, I think it was Dustin Hoffman, they killed him because there was no way to get around there was no way to get around the fact that they had to keep it a secret. They had to keep this whole thing a secret. And when I was younger, I don't know whether it was ever explained in the movie. I have no idea, right? Maybe it was, but I thought about it for a long time. Why was it called Wag the Dog, right? Because typically the dog wags the tail, right? The dog brain dictates the wagging of his tail, right? But it's the opposite, right? The tail, it's the opposite when you're being manipulated, okay? And that's what it felt like. I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy, it's a conspiracy, but it feels that way to some degree. It just feels like we're all being manipulated by politics in general. And I'm not someone that's picking a side because, I don't know if anyone is thinking of me when they run for office or when they make their decisions. I don't think anyone's thinking of little old me when they do their thing. So I don't really think too much about them, right? But I don't think that anyone's all bad. I don't think that anyone is all good. I think that most politicians probably lean more toward the negative side than they do the lights, if you know what I mean. But it just seemed like even with on the other side of it, even with the whole Biden thing, he doesn't seem to be able cognitively. I don't know if he's cognitively able to remain the president. It's obvious to people on the outside looking in, okay? It seems to be obvious, right? If you have any kind of common sense, it's obvious, right? And this is the thing, what we know about babies and older people, right? There are things that kids can't do because they're kids, right? And there's things that older people, sometimes their cognitive abilities decline. It's not a bad, it's bad, of course, because no one wants to be not able to do things they used to do, right? But it's a part of human existence. It's a part of life, right? It's something that we all have to accept if we want to get old, unless we want to die young, right? So as we get older, things happen to our minds and things happen to our bodies. Let me tell you, so I have an appointment on Tuesday, right? It wasn't supposed to be on Tuesday, okay? So I actually got up, got dressed, told my job I was going to be a little bit late, got to the office. I'm ready for my appointment, and I checked in, and they were like, what's your name? What's your date of birth? And I'm like, why are they asking me for, and she was hesitating. She was typing in. She was like, your appointment was yesterday. So my appointment, I went in on Friday, and my appointment was Thursday. This is not the first time it happened. I definitely want to talk to my doctor about it. I was on vacation, and I actually was driving my mom's car and backed it into a wall. And when we did the banana boat, I actually hit my head. Getting off the banana boat, back onto the boat, I hit my head. So I'm concerned about some things that I'm noticing in my own body, but it's best not to ignore them, right? it's best to call a thing a thing, is what I'm saying. So it's nothing wrong with calling a thing a thing. It's nothing wrong with that. And on the other side, there's some cognitive things happening too. It may not be related to age, but it could be related to mental health. Okay? It could be some other stuff happening cognitively, and it's okay to say, right? So it's almost like you're picking between two people or two choices where I don't know how much benefit we're, like as a whole we're going to get. Typically the people that are like the everyday average person, we don't get the benefits. The typical everyday working class person is not a factor with these people. So it just felt like we're almost being whacked, like we're being manipulated in some way. People have lost their lives, so definitely don't want to make light of that. But it just seems like there is some level of manipulation. But I don't know. I just want to talk to y'all about that. I can't wait for my appointment. So when I got back from my vacation, I had so many appointments. I had a mammogram, I had blood work, I had dermatology. My cat had a vet visit. So I had a lot of appointments when I came back. So my doctor should have all my labs. That's why I was excited to go to my appointment. I just knew my appointment was on Friday. I just knew it was on Friday. And I got reminders and everything. Didn't even read it. I checked yes. Like, how you text them back and say, yeah, you're coming. I didn't even read it because it was already in my calendar for Friday. And it was Thursday. So it's definitely Tuesday. I have to go and check in with the doctor and see, what the plan is. As far as like, do I need any other tests or whatever. I'm not super concerned because I think that, some of the things that I'm going through is part of when you get older. But I want to make sure that, the doctor's aware and, if there's anything they can do, then they have all the information. But it's just sad, it's just sad how ego, that's what the fight is. I saw a little bit of the debate. I didn't see the part when they was arguing about playing golf, but that came from ego. Like we're talking about like topics that affect the world, right? And y'all talking about golf. You know why? Because it's not about the people to begin with. Typically when people keep talking, their true colors, their true nature, their true, selves come out. And that's what it was. It was about like ego. Like, yeah, this is a game to us. This is about winning, right? So that's what it all boils down to. I've seen it, and I've seen it in different areas. I've seen girls fight over men. And the more they went back and forth, the more it wasn't about the guy. It was about their desire to win against the other person. It wasn't even about him. It was the fact that I'm better than you, right? So that's what it seems like to me. That's my honest opinion, y'all. So I'm gonna go home. Like I said, it is hot. Thank goodness I'm in a nice cool car. But I'm getting home. I'm not gonna waste this gas by turning my car on. Just leaving my car on, sitting in the car. Or maybe I'll come out a little bit later. I did put I had some pork ribs in the refrigerator. It should be defrosted. So I'll put that in the oven a little bit later. But basically all that's on my agenda right now is I'm going to vacuum and put dinner on. But I'll probably come out a little bit later. I was just thinking about something just now. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I don't really have too much to do. It was something I was just going to say. I can't remember what it was. I do have some videos like, coming. This one is going to be in the clip to upload sometime. I'm not sure when because I got some other stuff I want to upload first. I was going to say I went past my car. So I drove past my car just to see if it was in the garage or if it was outside. It's still outside. It's in the same spot it was in when I checked on it a couple days ago. But I'm hoping they get that transmission soon and they're able to start doing this work. I want my car back. Like, this car is nice. Like, I don't have any complaints, but it's not mine, So, yeah, I want my car back. But I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Have a good day, okay? All right. Bye-bye.